All
There we
right,
go.
it says we're all live. Welcome. Oh, everybody's already chiming in on the chat. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. I think one of the coolest things about this, Ben, is the amount of people from around the world that have been participating in the video chat. So I just think that's the coolest thing.
100%. I love it. It's great to see everyone joining from all over the world. That's what it's all about.
Heck, I just think it's cool that I get to chat with you, and you're completely across the other side of the globe. So,
The other side of the pond.
so it's great. It's great. So, hello, everybody. I see everybody in the chat. If you are new, I see a lot of familiar faces returning in the chat. But if you're new, we like to promote building your PLN. So, if you have a Twitter handle or a web page or something like that that you would like to share for people to get to know you, to build your PLN, make sure you drop that in the chat because we would love to follow you, and hopefully other people will too, and all that good stuff. And I'm Jared Johnson, and my partner over here.
I'm Ben Moore. Yeah, double way. I know what you meant.
Yeah, other way. Wow. I don't know which way is which. There we go.
Why you point? It's opposite to that. It's flipped on the screen.
All right. Well, because we got to start off with something corny. I'm gonna share a story here. I had two guys the other day. They stole my calendar, Ben. They stole my calendar.
What a crime!
It was. They got 6 months each.
Oh, dear. We just don't improve. Some people love these jokes. Some people think they're awful. But we can take that. I'm going to take a different approach to the dad jokes. I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with some analogies instead. So I'll get to that a bit later on. I'll keep the suspense running up for that one.
Well, good. Well, welcome again. So today we are going to be talking about having fun with Bitmoji, or not Bitmojis, with your banners, which will include Bitmojis. So I'm gonna share my screen here. Should have had that.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, should have had that prep before we got started, but we were so busy chatting and catching up. So just if you're brand new to this, my name is Jared Johnson. I'm a digital learning coach in South Carolina. I'm also the leader of South Carolina GEG, but also a member of Global GEG. And Ben, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thanks, Jared. So I'm Ben Moore, and I'm an associate teacher, lettings and health and safety coordinator for 2 secondary academies here in Essex in the UK. And I'm a GEG UK and Global GEG leader. So I'm really pleased to be here working alongside my good friend Jared.
If it wasn't for Global GEG, we wouldn't be here right now. So real quick, this is going to be kind of a more fun, hopefully a shorter video. But today what we want to do as our session goals, learning targets are, for you to learn how to create custom banners for Google Classroom using Google Slides. Google Drawings can also be used. And then of course you can add your own cartoon self in there with Bitmojis, and then how to add emojis inside of the text of assignments and topics and things like that. And so this Google slide deck will be loaded in our Wakelet. So Ben will share the Wakelet link along with our feedback form. So please, at the end of the video, make sure you do provide us with feedback, because we would love to know how we are doing and how we can improve.
And the best bit is you get resources free of charge. So what's there not to love?
That's right. So to get started, we're gonna go ahead and jump in. I think the first thing we want to do, because we've kind of touched on this in the past, and I know Ben has shared how he's done it. So this might not be anything new to those of you that have been following along with us since the beginning. But what you can do is add a little bit of fun and flair by adding emoji icons in text in Google Classroom. So I'm on the classwork screen here of our Google Classroom. And so you can see here we have today's work, and then we have the little party emoji here. And it's really easy to add. And there's a couple different ways that you can add emojis in here. So Ben and I will go through that. But how you do that is really easy. So let's just go ahead and create a new topic. And in our new topic, we'll just call it bell work, because here in the States, when students enter their classroom, they usually have to do a little bit of bell work or warm-up work, however you want to call it. Now, there's a couple of different ways. I'm going to show you one way of getting emojis, and Ben will talk about another way, but I have bookmarked different websites. So I usually go to websites. This is one here, getemoji.com, where you can search for different emojis and then you can copy and paste them. So I can grab the smiley face here, so I can just highlight it, click copy, and then I can go back to my classroom. Nope, not that classroom. Too many classrooms open. There we go. And then I can just do Command V or paste it into my text box here. I can add more if I want to. I can add it to either side of the text, and then I can click add, and it'll create that topic with the emojis in it. And you can do that for assignments. So anything that has a text box, so your assignments, your quizzes, different things like that, you can easily add the little emojis in there, and you can search for them. Like I said, I do a lot of the finding them online, but Ben, you also have another method.
Yeah, that's it. So I'd like to just pop up my screen. So I'm just going to open up the classroom before I share my screen. Right, I'll just pop up my screen now. So very similar to your way, Jared, actually. But I've found a neat little extension you can use. So I
love extensions.
We all do, don't we? So I'm going to plug that in the Wakelet collection as well. But it's called Emoji, which is this little green extension up here, and the link will be in your Wakelet collection for this. But I'm going to create a topic as well, and I'm going to call this, let's just say, Global Gig. And I'd like a emoji to go with this. So I'm going to click on my extension up here, this green circle. And that will pop out as a little box and will give me lots of emojis. So you can choose from normal faces, animals, food and drink, etc. You can also search for one. So I could search for a globe here, find my globe, and again, click it, and it will just drop in, and it also copies to your clipboard as well. So you could decide, come back here and paste again, and it will copy straight in. So as soon as you click it, it will go into the box that you desire. And copy to your clipboard as well. So really cool, quick fire way to get emojis, and that works across all different things. Your emails, that works across web searches, Twitter posts, all the cool stuff. So if you haven't got a Mac or anything like that, don't worry, you can still get emojis by downloading extensions. That'll be in your section. You can find that later on.
Very cool. I like it. Anything that makes life easier, right?
That's it. Work smarter, not harder, as they say.
That's right. That is a motto to live by.
Okay, so you're going to take us through the next part. Then we're going to have a look at some banners now, are we? We are. So we're going to take a look at just creating a regular banner, just a regular plain old banner for Google Classroom. So let me return back to Google Classroom here. So in the banners, maybe, there we go. Sorry, internet slow, there we go. So the banners, when you create a classroom, and
depending on what your classroom title is or how you've labeled it inside of, like if it's a history class or a math class, Google will use its AI and will design a banner for you to match your class. But if you don't like it, you can go in and you can change it. So when you're looking at the banner in your classroom, you can see where it says select theme. So if you don't like what Google has provided for you, you can go in and you can take a look at all the different ones that are out there that are pre-made that you can choose for your classroom. So you can just select the one that you want and then click select theme or select class theme, and it'll add it in there. And those are cool. They're kind of neat, but you can create your own, which is even cooler, right, Ben?
That's it.
Because look at the one we got right here. Like, it's so cool. Now, we will give you a warning, though, and we've talked about this in the past. So you'll notice that on our banner here, or banner header, whatever you want to call it, you can see that the image that we've uploaded is a little darker, and Google, the classroom name, the class code, meet link, all that kind of stuff is more forefront. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do to change that. So whatever image you do put in the background, just know that it's going to appear a little bit darker, and then just be mindful of where you put things. So you'll notice that if you're looking at your screen, the left side of the screen is going to have your classroom header or classroom name. It's going to have your class code, and it's going to have a meet link. So you might not want anything in that spot where it might have words or an image that you want to focus on.
I mean, we didn't plan this very well, did we? Because that classroom, the basics, is going over our complete text. So
yeah,
that's completely my fault. That's me.
But that's okay. That's okay. So you just got to be mindful of it. Like we've talked about in the past, if you look down in the lower right or left-hand corner, there's a question mark. This is where you can give Google feedback. And so a lot of people have asked for Google to not have the header, the banners get darker and have it look like this. So if you don't like that, definitely leave them feedback, because the more feedback they get on a certain topic, the more likely they are to implement a change later on. So maybe there would be a better way on Google's end to make banners, custom banners, look a little bit better. But to create it, you can do a couple of ways. You can do it in Google Drawings, or you can do it in Google Slides. For this purpose, I'm going to stick with Google Slides just out of ease, but you can also do, like I said, you can do this in Google Drawings. It's kind of up to you. So open up a blank Google slide deck, and then what we want to do is, of course, get rid of the text boxes that are on there. So you can delete those, or you can create a new slide that's just blank.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you have it deleted, what you want to do is choose your background. So if you go over here to your image, and we're going to say search the web, what you can do is you can use the search term, and Ben, you might have a better one than what I use, so feel free to let me know. But what I usually search for is wall and floor background. There we go, it's populating. And so if you have another search term, definitely let us know. But what you can see here is you have some walls and floor backgrounds. And so you can
the one in our photo. I literally found a floor and had to try and get it angled so it looked straight. It looked like a floor against the wall. I didn't even think about doing this.
Yeah, and so you can create custom ones. I've done the same thing where I've typed in a floor, and then you can kind of measure it out on your slide, and then do a wall, and then usually if you take the shape tool and make a border, you can kind of customize it. So you can get in. Yeah, you can get into that deep of it. I'm trying to. Let me see. I guess I'll do this one here. This just looks to be the best. So I'm going to select that one. Insert it. Ooh, and it has a bush in it. Hey, look at that. A little plant. Don't have to add that in. All right. So then what you want to do is you want to extend it out, kind of make it fit the slide. And my internet wants to be wonky today, so I apologize for this.
It's wonky every day. Don't worry about it. The people will know it's a robot on multiple occasions.
So you can line it up, make it fit the full slide, and then what you want to do next is, of course, title it. But what you want to do next is go to File, and you want to go to the page setup. So let me go to page setup here, and I'm going to put it into custom mode. And what I have found to work, and again, Ben, if you have another number that works best, let us know. But I have found that 16.67 by 4.17 inches. I'm in the state, so that it defaults to inches. And then click apply. I have found that this look seems to work the best. So it's a little stretchy. So this might not have been the greatest image to try with this, but we'll go with it anyways. If you don't like the image, of course, you can hit undo and find another one. But I'm just going to roll with this for now.
Yeah, I mean, I can plug something here as well. I've actually found a way that you can go about, not having set that page up every time. So I'll show you once you finish doing your demonstration. But there's actually a template from Alice Keeler, one of our good friends in the States, who's good with all her Google stuff. She's actually created a template which is the exact size of the Google Classroom banner. So you don't have to worry about setting up the page and stuff. That's already in the Wake Clip collection. So I'll show you guys. Cool. I don't want to interrupt what you're doing, because the same process applies. Once you get to this point, all the processes are the same. Yeah. But I'll plug that just after you finish this bit, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's perfect. If there's a template already out there, it's better, like you said, work smarter, not harder. But I always enjoy doing it this way too, because it gives me some more customization features. But to each its own, and so whatever works best for you, that's what you want to do. So once you have it set up, what you want to do is now add your furniture. So if you go back to the image button and we say search the web, this is where you can start to decorate your room. So I'm going to clear this out, and and you want to look for transparent images. So I'm going to look for, let's add a couch or a sofa, depending on what you call it in your part of the world.
Sofa.
Or what?
Country you're from, so
okay. See, this is the cool part. This to me is the fascinating part, when you get to work with people from different parts of the world. What things are called. Feel free to drop it in the chat. What do you call the sofa or the couch? Do you call it a couch? Do you call it a sofa? Do you call it something different? Drop it in the chat. We're curious about that. So just locate one that has a transparent background. So I know right here, this kind of orange, yellowy looking one here is. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that into my banner. And then I'm going to go ahead and resize it to make it
color for that room.
It actually pops a little bit. And so again, because you know that in Google Classroom, the banners are going to be grayed out, and most of the text is going to be on the left-hand side if you're looking at it on the computer screen. So what you want to do is kind of keep everything over to the right if you want it to be seen clearly. So I have my couch, and now I want to add my Bitmoji. And so if you've never played with Bitmoji, Bitmoji is a fantastic little way to cartoon yourself. So you can design yourself as a cartoon, and Bitmojis are image files that you can insert into half a dozen things. So if you've never set one up before, what you want to do is download the app on your smartphone, create an account. I actually have two different accounts because Bitmoji is linked to Snapchat. So so to kind of keep things separate, I created my own with my school account, and then I also have one with my Snapchat account. But go ahead and create an account, design your character, and then what you want to do is then install the extension in Chrome. So if you go to the Chrome Web Store, add the extension. And then what it'll do is when, for the first time using it, it's going to ask you to sign in. And then once you're signed in, the extension will work and it's going to populate your cartoon self here. And what I like about it is you can search. So you can search for your Bitmoji to do different things. As you can see here, I've recently searched for sitting. I want my person to sit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to right click on that and say, not save image. I want to copy image. You can save the images. You can save them as image files.
There as well.
Say that again. You broke up.
And you can drag it directly in from the Bitmoji extension there. So you just click on that left, hold the left click and drag it directly in. It will drop into your slide.
Yep. So either way, copy, save, paste, all that kind of stuff. And if you're not familiar with Jen Hall on Twitter, look her up. She's the Bitmoji queen, and she can show you how to even edit Bitmojis. I've learned so much on how to edit faces, how to edit clothing, all that cool stuff. So there's a plug for Jen. So there we go. So I have my guy sitting here, and you can customize it just for time's sake. I'm not going to go into too much more customizations, but I have done it where I'm holding a coffee cup. I've added bookshelves in. I've added posters on the wall. On my Twitter page, I changed my Twitter banner to be more looking like an office with posters and a TV. So you can get all sorts of creative with it. So once you have it set the way you want to, what you want to do is then go to File, Download, and I usually make it a PNG file. So I'm going to go ahead and download it.
Yep.
And then go to Google Classroom. And I'm going to, let me switch to a different class so I'm not messing up the good banner here that Ben's got. All right, so then I'm going to go to this one here, and I'm just going to say upload photo. And then I'll be able to then, if I'm using Chrome, I can click and drag it into the box. And then I can do a little bit more resizing, so I can kind of drag my little resize tool here. Drag it out, and then say, ooh. Oh, it messed up.
Whoops. You have to go back in and do it again there.
The internet lag.
Great. We love internet lag. That's what it's all about.
It is.
I promise you guys, our internet isn't as bad as this. We're just using something called StreamYard, as you can probably see in the corner, and that isn't great for our Macs. We're both using Macs, and it's not, for some reason, it doesn't work too well on a Mac. So you have to bear with us.
That's right. So there we go. Now it's uploaded. And so you can see there how it looks. Like I said, you can just use still images with it. You can customize it. You can make it look like your classroom. There's tons of examples out there, and you can really get as creative and stuff with it as you want. Bookshelves, holding coffees, posters, windows, all sorts of cool stuff. But the even cooler part is what Ben is going to show you here, and that is how to make it animated.
That's it. So I'm just going to add myself to the stream here. So, oh, I think we both did it at the same time there, Jared. Do you want to put me back on?
There we go. Is that you? No, that's not me. Or that's you. Or no, that's me.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, you've taken me off again, Jared. There you go. Okay,
I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. There you go.
So, right. So just before I go on to show you the animated stuff, I just want to show you this template that we were talking about a little bit earlier on. So it's in your Wake Clip collection here. So the Google Classroom header template. And all you do is click on the link here, and it will take you to Alice Keeler's website. She'll do a talk through here if you want to watch her video. And slightly further down, you have this button here. So just by clicking on the button. Oh, no, ignore me, not the button. There's a link slightly further down. Give me a second. She's updated her website since I last been on here. Super cool. There you go. Click on the image and it will ask you to copy the document. So by clicking make a copy, it opens up in Google Drawings as this exact size, and you can do exactly the same thing, customize, drag your Bitmojis in, add your images in, and save as a PNG in the same format, and you can upload it to Google Classroom in the same way. So just to save you that little bit of trouble with setting the page size yourselves, this will do it for you. So hopefully you can still hear me. I haven't cut out yet.
Nope, I can still hear you.
That's good. So yeah, that's just a plug on that side. So I'm actually going to take us through how to create some animated Bitmojis. So before I go any further, I just want to show you a resource that I found from a Teaching with Neon's Facebook group, which I'd like to share with you all as well. So there's a Google Drive folder which you'll all have access to. And in this folder is lots of different scenes set by different educators around the world. So for your classroom banners, as you can see here, there is loads of different stuff we can use. And this is all free for you guys to use. Use as many or as little as you want. And feel free to upload some of your own in here as well. You know, if you're taking from the community, please feel free to give back. It's what it's all about. Sharing is caring.
That's exactly right.
And use any of these that you want to, so you can, you know, go in, make a copy. Obviously, don't edit their original one. Do make a copy, and you can edit these as much as you want. There's a red carpet here. You know, we've got some classroom style ones, some primary school classrooms. You know, it's an office space or a living room space there by the looks of it. So lots of really cool stuff that you can go through and use. And this folder has so much stuff in it. I haven't even got to the bottom. Yeah, there is loads and loads of stuff on here from the amazing Teaching with Neon's group on Facebook. So if you're not part of it, make sure you join, because these guys are really hot on this sort of stuff. It's a Bitmoji craze, as in Lynn's just put in the comments there. It's
right.
It's exactly that. So loads of cool stuff you can use there. So feel free to use some of those in your own classroom. I'm actually going to go away from everyone else's stuff now, and I'm going to make one, for us to use. So I'm just going to make sure I haven't emptied my bin actually on my computer, because I did download something to use on here yesterday. So I'm just going to put these back for a second, just so I can actually use them with you guys, because I deleted them without really thinking about it actually. It's typical. You do that without really thinking sometimes. So, yeah, just have to give me just 2 seconds. Right. So there we go. So that's all good to go now. So what we're going to do, guys, then is we're going to go to a Google Slides, just like we did with Alice Keeler's template there. So I'm actually going to open up that template again, and we're going to do an animated banner. Sorry, I'm confusing myself here, Jared. I think this must be your fault. I'm going to go. I'm actually going to do it in Google Slides. I do apologise. I seem to be all over the place. So I'm actually going to do it in Google Slides, because that's the best place to do the animated one. So I'm going to go to the banner for Google Classroom. Now, this is one I've already done, so I'm going to delete this and actually do it live with you guys already. So we're going to ignore what we've got on here, and we're going to delete it and start again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of our Bitmojis. So you can see it's completely back to nothing, and we're going to build one all together. So, what happened there? Computer's. So this is a background we've got on here at the moment. We're going to actually go and find a background that we were looking at earlier. We can take one from the web, or we could use this one if we want to. I
will say the hardest part is finding a floor.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this is one that I was given by our good friend Alfonso Mendoza over in the US. He actually gave me this template. So I used some of the stuff from him there, but I'm actually, as you saw, I had some white brick walls on there actually. So all I did in here actually, I typed white brick wallpaper. I think I typed, and I'm sure I used this one here, I think it was. And I just positioned it up to make it a bit brighter on well, in comparison to the floor. So it wasn't quite the one, but we're going to roll with it. We're going to use that one just for the purpose of the video. So let's just put a couple of them across so we've got a full background. Do try to have a white background if you can, guys, because obviously being it does go a bit darker. Try and make it as bright as possible for your students. And actually, I decided I don't like that. I'm going to drop this one instead. It's a bit brighter. Just bear that in mind when making all these banners, that it does go a little bit darker, so you want them to be able to see. So try and make it as bright as possible. I should probably have a bit brighter floor already, but I don't want to waste your time watching me decorate a Google slide for the afternoon. So I'm just going to make it look half pretty there for you. Okay. So I've now got a banner at the back there. So this is going to be my template. And this page setup was the same size, I believe, as Jared was looking at earlier. Oh, sorry, it's 8.3 by 2. So I'll put that in the Wakelet as well for you guys. So you just make a new slide and change the page setup to that, and you'll get this size, and you can add all in all your cool stuff. So it's really, really quite simple to get to this point. Now, this is where the fun happens. So you can add in lots of cool stuff from your computer, from the web if you want to. And because I'm a music teacher, I'm going to go with some musical instruments. So I'm actually just going to insert some images from my downloads. So I'm just going to go to upload from computer. And I'm going to go with this drum kit here. So I've already downloaded this yesterday. So I'm going to reposition that to wherever I want it to be. So I'm just going to make sure it looks like it's actually sitting on the floor. I quite like that. It is there. I could also decide I'd like to put in some bass guitars that I've got downloaded as well, and some bass. Like I love bass, especially in the car. Nice. So
I feel like I'm getting ready for a concert here.
Oh, if you want to see a concert, check out the Global Gegs Got Talent next month. Little plug for them. That's going to be really good. Got some cool.
I know. I have to still film my talent piece.
Yeah, I was about to say. I know you're getting involved with this, aren't you? Without ruining the surprise for everybody, I'm also in it playing an instrument as well. So if you want to see us playing an instrument in a real setting rather than just on the screen here, check out Global Gegs Got Talent next month. It'll be a good one. So, right, I'm just gonna reorganize this scene a little bit because it's a little bit messy at the moment. I don't want it to be too complex, but I just want to show them show everyone the concept of what we're doing. Really. Make that a little bit smaller, and you can play about this. There's no set time, but I'm trying to rush it a little bit, so we've got something to go through, you guys. I'm going to chuck in a shape just in the middle here, over the middle of the box, and I'm just going to make sure that's across there as well. Line it up with the middle of the page using my red guidelines, and let's change that outside line to, let's go with blue. Quite like blue. Okay, so we're going to have this just as a whiteboard here, and we're just going to put some text in there. What should we say? Should we say welcome to the madhouse or something like that?
There you go.
Welcome to Dad Joke Central.
Well, you do know what the hottest days of the week are, right?
What's that?
Sundays.
Sundays. Yeah, we have. Right, so I want to make sure that's in line. There we go, that will do. So I've now got a scene set up, and now you're asking me, how do I make this animated? Well, I'm going to put a Bitmoji in. So I'm going to put a Bitmoji of me. I would put on a Jared, but I don't have access to his right now. So I'm just going to go with me on a pose that I like. So I'm going to go with this running man here. Drag that directly in, and that will appear on the screen. Now, you might want to plan out your journey here. Where do you want your Bitmoji to go? What do you want it to do? Do you want it to be sitting down on the sofa first, then getting up and walking over to your whiteboard? Or do you want it to be, making a coffee? Do you want it to be running across? You want to plan out what you're going to do before we. So I'm going to have mine running across the scene here. So I'm going to start mine by the drum kit, and I'm just going to move him backwards so it looks like he's behind the drum kit. Because you wouldn't be one behind it or in front of it, sorry. Looks like
he would trip right over it and fall over.
Yeah. Right, there we go. So I'm now behind the drum kit. This is going to be my first scene. Think of this more as a mood board or a picture board now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate the slides. So right click on the slide here and duplicate it. And all I'm going to do is move my Bitmoji across 2 or 3 steps. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. That's what I'm going to do. Make another duplicate. Move them across again. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to repeat that process until I get to the middle and like to change my Bitmoji. So I'll just do it a bit quicker so you guys don't have to endure all the, that's a drum kit. Don't want that to move. Oh dear, I've messed that one up, haven't I? Right, let's duplicate that and move the drum kit. Move this guy this time. Right, and now he's about to go behind that board, and I don't want him behind that board, so I'm going to bring him forwards a little bit. Don't want him to be behind that. So it is a little bit of trial and error getting this all right, but when it comes to your classroom next year, if you're working just remotely next year, this is a great way to show your personality as an educator, because you're not going to get that chance to do the introductions as you normally would. So it's a great way to personalize and show students who you really are.
And you can change them out at any given time, so you can really have some fun with it. And like you'll notice too, like a lot of teachers, like Ben has, you can put a whiteboard or a chalkboard in the background. And again, just being mindful of the text that Google automatically puts on there for you. You could put announcements. I've had a teacher in the past that put her weekly announcements on the chalkboard that was in the background of her banner. So that's another neat way just to keep students apprised of what's happening, like upcoming tests or homework or things like that. They can, when they log in, they see it, and then you can change it out every week.
That's it. So I'm just going to chuck on me doing a star jump here. Energy, I like it. So I'm just going to duplicate that 3 times. You'll see why I keep that still for 3 frames in just a minute. But I'm just going to make him a still there. I'm going to continue on with my running. So I'll move him over here a little bit. And duplicate again. You see the process once I go into the next part. But in effect, you just want to set up your story. So he's moving across in small chunks, and we can turn it effectively into a GIF, which is what's going to be going to your classroom. And I'm not looking away from you guys. I'm not looking away from you guys on purpose. I'm generally just looking at my other screen. So you guys are on my screen here with the camera, but I'm just looking at the other screen to get this sorted here. So, right. So now I'm just going to change it for the last time, and then we're going to move and show you how to create the Bitmoji animated banner. So I'm just going to put on here. What's another one I could use? Let's go with this one just here. I'm going to flip him around so it looks like he's facing the other way. Right, let's just flip around. Where's the format options? There we go. Let's go with that. Let's go with that because I don't want to bore you guys anymore. Right. So I've now got this presentation. This is, I've now got 23 slides, and as I scroll through, I see my person moving. So you can see he runs through, stands still, runs off, and points back. So that's what it's going to look like. Now, there's this really great tool called Tool Tweets, and this is also linked in your Wakelet collection. So you can click and open that. And it's going to ask you down here. Well, this will load in a minute. So it said turn your Google Slides into a GIF presentation. So you just need to sign in with Google for this. So using your account. And it's going to ask you to see and download Google Drive files, which is fine, and view and manage presentation. Once you've signed in, it will ask you to select your presentation. So in which point you'll click select and it will open up your Google Drive in this little window here. And it will show you all your slides. So I've just created this Welcome to Dad Joke Central. So I'm going to select that and click OK. So this is now going to open up into a mini editor. And all it's going to do is ask us for how long we want each slide to be displayed for in the GIF, because this is going to turn this into a GIF for us. And bearing in mind, it's already the exact size of the Google Classroom header template. So once this loads up, it does take a little while. The more slides you have, the longer it will take to do. And probably not only that, my internet connection is appalling. But in effect, that will load up in just a second, ask us for the width and height, which is already set in the slides. We don't need to worry about anything to do with that. We just need to look at the duration of each slide. So I'm just going to refresh because it's taking a little bit of time here.
And I have found that 0.5 seconds has been a good time for the animations.
I think I'll do 0.6. So yeah, near enough exactly the same. So it's really cool. And I'm getting a little bit annoyed this isn't working on a demo. Typically, I just want to show you guys how to open it up. Maybe try closing down some of these slides, some of these tabs that I don't need. There we go. So once you're in the screen here, you can change the GIF image width, slide duration, and the sequence of slides. If you want to change the order of slides, I don't know why you would, but you have the option to do that here. And we're going to go with 0.5, like Jared mentioned there. I will create GIF. Now, what I like about this website is once you click create GIF, it doesn't just download to your computer. It gives you a preview before, and you can whether you're happy with it or not. So once I click create GIF here, it will load through all of that and give each slide the 0.5 of a second margin. And in a second, we'll just load up here in a mini GIF that you can see, and you can decide whether you like it or not. You can then change the timing if you want to, and you'll see my banner's now running across here. So you can see that's created. I'd like that a little bit quicker actually. I'm going to go 0.3. So I'm just going to click create GIF again.
Run bin.
I'm not that slow in real life, I promise. I'm a bit quicker. Being young, I wouldn't. If I was moving at that speed, I'd be quite worried. But now you can see it's going a little bit quicker, and I can decide. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I've got the option to actually tweet directly out. So I'm going to share that on Twitter, or I can actually save it. So I'm going to save. Add my downloads on Chrome, which will appear in this bottom bar. And now all I need to do, very simply, the same as what you were doing earlier, Jared, is actually just go back to Classroom. And I'm going to go to our Classroom that we've been using the last few sessions. Upload a photo. Drag that directly in there. And I'm hoping it's going to do it now and not give me any problems. So that will update in just a second. It will change, and you see me now running in the back of the Google Classroom banner. So you can see the power of this. This is a very, very quick look over, I can say. I don't want to, there's so much more you can do with this. And if I just quickly show you my school account here, I have one actually for all the music stuff I do, being a music teacher. Create one that's a bit better than the one just a little bit longer on time, I'll be honest. But this is what I created for my music students. So you can see me running across saying welcome to music. I've got a drum kit and 2 guitar amps now, and I'll wave at the end. So you can see, with a little bit more time, you can make it a little bit nicer. I've got a rug on the floor there as well, which is a nice touch. But that bit of extra time, you can create some fantastic stuff. And feel free to use some of those ones that are already in that Bitmoji folder. They're there for you to use. if you are going to take stuff away, please do contribute back if you can once you've created yours, because it might just help someone else, give them that bit of inspiration to do it themselves as well. So, you know, take what you will from it. Hopefully, if you're, you know, a lot of states in the US and districts in the US are going, you know, starting the academic year remotely or virtually. So this would be a great way for you to get across your personality, a great way for you to show your character and who you are as an educator without physically being in a classroom and introducing yourself to the students like you normally would. So that's probably my, you know, that's probably wraps up what I'm going to be talking about today. I do just want to very, very quickly just run through the last bits in this tweet Wakelet collection here. I have linked in a copy of my one. I just showed you my Welcome to Music one. So feel free to use that if you want to. You can see how mine's laid out. I've only got 12 slides on this one. But feel free to go through, use this as you were. It'll be a view only for you guys, so you can make a copy and use it to your extent, whatever you want to do with it. It's absolutely fine. And we'll just pop up the link to the Wakelet now, Jared, if that's all right. Can you pop that up for us?
I'll pop that up there. Yep.
So as usual, guys, you'll see we've got the feedback form at the top, so please feel free to go through and you know, give us feedback on this session. This is the last, you know, this is the 4th session out of 4 in our series here with Google Classroom. You know, we've really enjoyed it, and we look forward to doing a few more collaborations. I know me and Jared have had about a few bits already. If there's anything in particular you'd like us to go over, or you know, anything you'd like to see us doing, please let us know in the feedback there. Put it in the bit, you know, how could we improve? You know, feel free to mention some stuff that we'll be doing. That you'd like us to do, sorry. You've got the recording for today's session as usual, and also the slide deck here and all of our resources we've gone through. So the extensions, the websites, the templates, all the cool stuff that we've been going through, you guys have full access to. Full reins, do what you want to use. So, you know, let's go through some questions now, Jared, to wrap up some time. So I've seen some really good ones in the chat that we've been going through, actually.
Yeah, and before we get to the questions, I do want to show, so Tall Tweets is fantastic. I've used that one before, but I also want to show there is an add-on for Google Slides that you can also use. So again, it's another option. It's, you know, anybody's personal preference of what they want to use. So so here's one that I've created. So if you go to add-ons in Google Slides, you want to find Creator Studio and install Creator Studio in it. And I think Eric Kurtz showed this one off. I think that's where I learned this one from. But Creator Studio, and if you just say open, you can very much create just very similar to Tall Tweets. And what this one does, Tall Tweets keeps everything the same. Creator Studio, I have found that if you put in the pixels in it, sometimes that helps out. Yeah, here we go. Output pixels. I found that if you change that to 1600, that one 1600 works really well. So you do have to manually put that in, where Tall Tweets you do not. And then your intervals, of course, you can change your intervals. And then you just say animated GIF and then click go. And what I like about it is it puts a Google Drive folder in your Google Drive called Creator Studio. So all your GIFs can live in there. So as you create it, you don't have to worry about, you know, moving the file or saving it somewhere else to go back to. It saves it automatically in a Google Drive folder. So again, that's just another option. Tall Tweets is a good one, and this is also a good one too.
I didn't know about that. That's really cool. The only thing worth noting with people there, just before before going to use this, it may not be enabled or domain or your school district, so worth checking beforehand rather than being disappointed.
Exactly.
I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. I haven't checked the my school domain. I'll go away and do that in just after the session. Actually, I really like the idea of having it embedded in rather than going to another website. I like that. So I'll go and check that out. But it's if it's not, you know, speak to your IT guys or ladies and see if you can get it approved for use in your school. You never know. you don't ask, you don't get sort of thing. So you know, make sure you check.
That's right. So let's see. Do we have questions in the chat? I hadn't locked.
Yeah, have a look through. So if you've got any burning questions, feel free to pop them in now, whether it be about this session or any other 3 we've done so far about Google Classroom. Feel free to pop them in the chat. We'd like to try and answer as many as we can in the next. You know, we're scheduled for 10 minutes, so if we've got questions for that time, we will. If not,
Susan's asking about the Wakelet.
Wakelet. Okay.
Yeah. You have the link handy to that to put in the chat.
Yeah, I'll grab it now. So Wakelet's a really cool website that I use actually, and it's in effect it's a way to bookmark things in a more creative way. And so effectively, it's an interactive bookmarking system, and you've got you know, an extension so you can save any page on the web you're on. It's also got, you know, mobile phone apps for Android and iPhone.
Okay, so she found it. She said.
Yeah, you can save it into save things into collections which you can share with other people, and that's exactly what we've done for all these sessions. We've created a collection of resources and shared them with you guys, so you guys can see them, you can access them. You can also have private collections if you want. Maybe it might be good for collecting resources for your students, or, you know, for staff training. It's something I use a lot actually, and you know, it's down to each and every person. But I tend to find if I bookmark lots of things on Chrome or Safari, if I'm using that on my Mac, I tend to find that I bookmark a lot of stuff and I never go back to them, or I can never find them. And in Wakelet, it just makes it that bit easier for me. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out already, you know, check it out. There's loads of, you know, they're doing loads of beginner series on Twitter and YouTube at the moment. So get involved with them. They've got some great stuff on at the moment. So, you know, I couldn't recommend them enough, really, from my point of view, being a very visual person.
That's right. I put up, you'll see scrolling on the screen, that's our feedback form. So again, like Ben said, make sure you give us some feedback. If there's any other tools or things that you would love for the Ben and Jared show to continue on, feel free to let us know as well, because we're looking for ideas. And of course, if you have any fun jokes, like Ben, what games do tornadoes like to play?
I'm not sure.
Twister.
Tornadoes, I get it. Terrible. But
I know. Didn't get any reaction from the infant.
My analogy earlier, actually, I was going to say about the about making the animated banners. I was going to say it's the cherry to the bakewell, but I forgot to say it really. The cake sort of thing, you know. But it's yeah, I have to make sure I incorporate those into some of our other events, should I say?
Yeah, we gotta make you
so should we, that's it. So should we, you know, whilst we're waiting for see if there's any questions, so we just give a few people a few events that we're both involved in, you know, coming up, so maybe they can see some more stuff and get involved with the global community a bit further.
That's right. Bonnie's got a good joke. Why does Winnie jump? To avoid poo.
Wow.
Some upcoming events. I'll do a plug. GEG South Carolina. We have another live stream on using Google Forms for formative assessments with special guest Cindy Wong from New York City Schools. So that'll be Friday at 1 o'clock. So definitely check that in if you're curious on how to use forms for quizzes. So in our last video, Ben and I touched about how to do that in Classroom. And then with Cindy, we'll kind of dive a little bit deeper on how to use Google Forms and some of the other different features that you can create some really good formative assessments with it. Yeah,
so I've got two, actually, I'd like to just plug on here, actually. So today at 4:30 p.m. British Standard Time, so that's an hour and a half from now for anyone that isn't in the UK. It's 90 minutes from now. We're doing a classroom tidy up session or an end of year tidy up session. So I'll be presenting there again in a little while. And that's going to be all about, looking at tidying up your Gmail, your Google Classroom, your Google Calendars, and your Google Drive. So if you want to join us for that, check us out on Twitter, or follow me on Twitter, and you'll see I would have shared the link to that earlier today. So feel free to join us for that. And also this evening we have Global Geg's EdTech Smackdown back to school version. So for any of you that haven't seen the Smackdown one, in effect, what it is global educators from across the world. So people like me and Jared. I don't think you're doing anything this time, Jared, are you? Or you involved?
No, I didn't have time this time around to put something together, but next time for sure.
Yeah. So in effect, it's just a high energy event with lots of us from Global GEG doing really quick 2-minute demo slams on our favorite edtech tools for different reasons. So it could be stuff to help us with well-being, could be stuff to help empower student voice, connect with our colleagues better. And I promise you, there's a fantastic lineup. It's going to be full of comedy, not from me or Jared this time, from our good friend Andy, who's absolutely nuts. But he's going to be leading the event. It's going to be a really, really good night. And tonight that is 7:30 my time tonight. So that is about 4.5 hours from now. So I'm not sure what time. Well, you're 5 hours behind me, Jared, aren't you? So it's about 10 o'clock your time now. So it'll be 2:30 your time. 2:30 the event will be for you. Feel free to join us again. If you check us out at Global GEG on Twitter, you'll see all the links and stuff to that and how to join in with the fun this evening. So 2 really good events coming up, or 3 really good events coming up, sorry, where you can see both myself and Jared.
And Cindy was asking where she can find the Wakelet. The link is scrolling there at the bottom of the screen, and then if you have a way to copy it into the chat. I don't have.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it. Yeah, the EdTech Smackdown is going to be a very cool event. So if you want to learn some new tools or just see the craziness that is the Global Geg group, they're even crazier than Ben and I, which is why we're probably as crazy as we already are.
It's true. They are crazy.
But we appreciate it. So we're going to try to end this here in below an hour. So we appreciate everybody coming and tuning in for our Google Classroom series, especially those that have tuned in from the beginning. We very much appreciate it. And then please fill out the feedback form. Let us know what you would like Ben and I to show you next.
Yeah, thanks very much, everybody. Have a safe weekend and rest of the week. And hopefully we'll see you at some of our events coming up very soon. Take care.
That's right. Take care. Have a good afternoon, everybody, if it's still morning where you are. And a good night to everybody else.
Take care. See you later on.